Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Malicious Compliance. In today's episode, my IT director's emails look awfully suspicious. How my dad didn't go to Vietnam. If I get penalized for 1 day, then I will be out for 3. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. My IT director's emails look awfully suspicious. 3 months ago, my company had a 2-hour-long seminar about email phishing and how to prevent it. This seminar also included an update to our email software. Our software has a preview feature. If you hover over a link, it opens a preview of the link. Anyway, I got an email from our IT director saying I was in violation of their internet policy by using social media, a main part of my job, and I was stupid and opened it. It was a phishing test and they made me do another 2-hour-long seminar. That week, I get the following email from our director. Sent with high importance. Subject: Phishing email test. Hello everyone. This is a reminder to stay aware of phishing emails. Please review the PDF guide and take a short quiz, link, to test your skills by 5 p.m. Thank you. IT director's name. Now on this email attachment, one of the signs to report an email is if it is pressuring you to click a link. So I feel like that I should report this as phishing, so I did. I get this email from the director 1 hour later. Subject: Reporting emails. Hello everyone. We have received numerous phishing reports about the email about the phishing quiz. Please note, any email sent from insert IT director email here is not phishing. We have included a new link for your convenience. Thank you. IT director name. To me, this email looks even more suspicious than the last one, so I do the natural thing and report it to stay vigilant. I have been doing this over 2 months and everyone keeps getting an email saying that this email is not phishing. Please don't make us sit through 2-hour seminars. How my dad didn't go to Vietnam. In 1969, my dad graduated from Rice University with a 5-year master's in chemical engineering. Edit: since so many commenters seem to think he was some kind of rich kid, his parents both taught public school, and he went to college on a full academic scholarship. The Vietnam War was raging, and although he and his classmates had all received deferments during their studies, their deferments were over and it was time for them to go before the draft board. Most of his classmates weren't worried, because they were slated to see the Houston Draft Board, which had a reputation for handing out continued deferments like Halloween candy. However, my dad is from Oklahoma, which meant that he had to be evaluated by the Tulsa Draft Board, which was much stricter. Dad had applied to the chemical engineering PhD program at Stanford, and had been accepted with a full stipend. He was excited to go, but first he had to get past the draft board. The Stanford faculty wrote a letter to the Tulsa Draft Board, explaining that Mr. Hammer would be embarking on a research program that would greatly benefit the war effort and asking for another deferment. The Tulsa Draft Board wrote back in short order, Mr. Hammer had already benefited from the only deferment he was going to get, and thus he was to present himself to the Army Physical Examination Center post-haste. Dad was sad to lose his shot at a PhD, but not too sad, because now he could marry my mom. He'd also had several job offers already, so he accepted an offer from Exxon and he and my mom got married. His superiors at Exxon wrote another letter to the Tulsa Draft Board, explaining that Mr. Hammer was now gainfully employed in the oil and gas industry, where he would be conducting engineering research that would greatly benefit the war effort, and asking for another deferment. Just as quickly, the Tulsa Draft Board wrote back, reiterating that Mr. Hammer was not going to receive another deferment, and that if he didn't hurry up and get his Army physical, they might have to get the law involved. Disappointed, my dad went to his Army physical as scheduled. He's always been a healthy guy, and he performed just fine on most of the examinations, up until the very end, when they measured his heart rate. It was over 100 beats per minute. Well, we can't pass you with that, said the army doctors. But you're probably just nervous. Come back in 2 weeks and we'll give you another physical. Nervous, said my dad to himself. I can work with that. For the next 2 weeks, my dad spent every spare moment basically teaching himself the opposite of meditation. He'd close his eyes and think of the most horrifying mental images he could, trying to drive his heart rate as high as possible. Finally, the day of the physical arrived, and things went much as before. He passed nearly everything with flying colors, but when the time came to measure his heart rate, once again it was well over 100. The army doctors promptly diagnosed him with tachycardia, scored his physical 4F, and sent him home. He's in his 70s now, and apart from his mysteriously high heart rate, which I inherited, he's always been in great cardiac health and still is. If I get penalized for 1 day, then I will be out for 3. The maliciousness is small but has a great personality. So recently, I posted about my malicious compliance that I was involved in back in high school at Ingalls. I have since graduated high school and college and now work a different job. The job I am currently working is not the best atmosphere and a lot of people do not like it for various reasons. It is very obvious, like most places, that they do not care about you and treat you as a number. Well, about a month ago I got sick, allergies and changing weather, which typically happens this time of year for me. I missed a day of work and because it was not scheduled UTO or PTO, I had to take an occurrence which basically is a point against me, and if I get to 5, I will face disciplinary action all the way from a write-up to termination. This number resets on the anniversary of you starting. Well, I am the only programmer because the previous programmer quit. Well, when I missed that day, I received an occurrence, came to work because my supervisor needed me to show a company who bought our old machine how I programmed it. I still did not feel 100% but was no longer running a fever, so I obliged. Big mistake. By the end of my 12-hour shift I felt like sh*t and felt worse. I told my supervisor and he said, well, take tomorrow off, but it will be another occurrence. This kind of pissed me off because due to their rules, you can miss 3 days in a row and it is only one occurrence. But if you miss Monday, Wednesday, Friday and go to work Tuesday, Thursday, that is 3 separate occurrences because you came back. So I said screw that and came to work the next day feeling sick but not getting another occurrence. I could have used UTO or PTO, but I had recently passed my 90 days and therefore had maybe 4 hours of both, which would not cover my shift anyways. So fast forward to the present, as in a week ago, and I probably got a stomach bug. My immune system is not that good and my wife works in pediatrics, so she is always bringing me new things to help try and build my immune system. So the week that I got the stomach bug, we got a new machine to replace the one we sold to another company. A representative came out to train the operators and show the new software. Unfortunately, that morning he came, I had my head in the toilet. So I called out, which now makes it my second occurrence. The next day, still not feeling the best, I did not go to work, still only one occurrence. The third day, I really could have went to work, but after 2 days of feeling like sh*t, I really wanted to get rest and be well recovered. So I come back on the 4th day to find out that they had to pay this representative a good bit of money to keep him here until I came back so I could learn the new software. Which made my boss, plant manager, mad. He actually came to me and asked why I was sick for 3 days and was it really 3 days of sickness. I told him the truth. I could have came back 1 day to get that training but was afraid the next day I would have had to have miss. Which means I would get 2 occurrences. So instead, I took the safe route and gave my body 3 full days of recovery so I don't risk it. This obviously made him upset, and now him and my supervisor are aware if I am out sick, it will always be 3 days, if I can afford it reasonably. He even tried to pull well, we are a family around here card, but that changes nothing in my eyes. The company I work for is owned by another company that owns 14 other companies like us. They are the ones that control 99% of the rules, so by me doing this, the plant manager has no way of stopping me. corporate would have to pass a new rule. I also starting January will receive enough UTO and PTO to cover a sick day here and there as well as get a long weekend of paid vacation. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.